Ever feel like your ideas just aren't landing?
Uh-huh.
Like you're talking, but no one's really listening.
Oh, tell me about it. Happens all the time.
Right. It's super frustrating. But what if I told you there's a way to boost your influence?
Yeah.
Like way before you even get to your main point.
Okay, now you have my attention.
That's exactly what we're diving into today with, get this, Persuasion,
Yeah.
a revolutionary way to influence and persuade.
Oh, yeah, by Robert Cialdini. He's like the godfather of persuasion science, is he?
You nailed it. And this deep dive, we're focusing on what he says about that crucial phase before anyone even tries to persuade.
I'm intrigued. So we're talking about what? Setting the stage? Priming the pump?
Exactly. It's all about strategically directing attention, making someone way more receptive to your message before they even hear it.
Okay, so how do we do that? Give me an example.
All right. Get this. Imagine two groups, right? Both are asked if they do this survey.
Okay, I'm picturing it. Standard survey setup.
Right. But here's the twist. One group, they're just asked straight up. 29% say yes. The other group, though...
Hold on, 29%. That's pretty low.
It is. But the other group, they're asked one tiny question first. Do you think of yourself as a helpful person?
Interesting. Okay, so you're planting a seed with that question. I bet that changes things.
You bet it changes things. Their participation rate, it skyrockets to 77%.
Whoa, no way. Just for asking that one little thing.
One tiny question, massive results. That's persuasion in action.
So it's about what? Tapping into people's desire to be helpful.
It's not about tricking them. It's more like you're creating this environment where they're primed to see the value in what you're saying.
Subtle but powerful. I like it.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to uncover here.
All right, let's do it then. I'm hooked.
Okay, but how does this persuasion thing actually work in real life? Got any juicy examples?
Oh, tons. Okay, picture this. You're a consultant, right? You're pitching your services, but you keep hitting this wall when you get to your fees.
Yeah, I can see it. Clients getting that deer in the headlights look.
Exactly. But then you try something wild. You start by genuinely asking about their well-being.
Their well-being. Like, how are you doing? How's business?
Exactly. Sounds kind of crazy, right?
It does sound a bit counterintuitive, I'll give you that.
Totally. But Cialdini, he found that this little shift in focus, it can be huge. Clients asked about their well-being first, way less likely to balk at the fees.
No way. Okay, there's got to be a psychological reason for that.
There is. It's called the focusing illusion. Basically, whatever we're focusing on right now seems way more important.
Okay, so by asking about their well-being, it's like the consultants shifting their focus.
Precisely. They're thinking about the value of their business, the relationship, the price tag. It shrinks in comparison.
Ah, I see. It's like zooming out to see the big picture first.
Yeah.
Makes that one detail seem smaller.
Exactly. And Cialdini's book, packed with these mind-blowing studies. Like, researchers found people would pay more for, get this, chocolates after writing down some big numbers.
Seriously. Just from jotting down numbers, come on.
Swear. Or how about this? Restaurant changed its name from Studio 17 to Studio 97.
What happened?
Boom, people spent more just from the name change.
You're kidding. Okay, what's the deal with that? Our brains are that easy to trick.
It's not about tricking. It's about those little associations we make without even realizing it. Those higher numbers. They subtly primed people to spend more.
So it's not just about our words then. It's the whole experience, the whole package.
100%. Colors, images, sounds, you name it. It all has a persuasive effect.
Wow. So much to consider. What about the actual words, though? Any tips there?
One of the simplest but most effective, you.
You. Seriously. That's
Think about it. When someone says you, your ears perk up.
true. Suddenly I'm paying attention.
Right. It makes whatever they say feel personally relevant.
Makes that connection, for sure. I get
Exactly. Personal relevance is a powerful motivator. Remember that consultant example. How are you doing? Boom. Relationship takes center stage, not just the business deal.
Okay, so before we even get into the nitty-gritty, we can prime our audience just by focusing their attention.
You got it. And that's where it gets really interesting. Cialdini talks about these 6 principles of influence: reciprocity, liking, social proof. You know, the classics.
Yeah, we've all heard of those. But I thought this was persuasion, not just like Persuasion 101.
It is. But here's the thing. Persuasion uses those same principles, but in a totally different way.
Okay, now you have to explain that one. I'm not following.
Instead of using those principles directly to persuade, we're using them to create the right environment before the main message even lands.
Oh, okay. Like setting the stage, just like we were saying.
Exactly. Instead of just hammering someone with features and benefits, you're getting them in the right headspace first. You're persuading.
So it's all about strategy, setting the scene so your message actually lands. Fascinating.
Totally. For example, instead of just listing a product's benefits, highlight what they'd lose by not having it.
Oh, clever. So you're tapping into that fear of missing out, right? Loss aversion, isn't it?
Bingo. And that can be seriously motivating. Now, as Cialdini also gets into the specifics of what grabs our attention, he calls them attractors and magnetizers.
Attractors and magnetizers. Okay, I'm intrigued. Break that down for me.
Think of attractors like those eye-catching displays you see in a store window.
Okay, I get it. They grab your attention.
Exactly. Something unusual, maybe a little threatening, something different. But magnetizers, those are what make you walk into the store.
Uh-huh. They make you want to learn more.
Yes. It's the difference between a glance and being totally hooked. Magnetizers are things like unfinished tasks, mystery, stuff that keeps us wanting more.
So how do we use these attractors and magnetizers in real life? Give me some examples. So how do we use those things, those attractors, magnetizers? Any good examples for us?
Okay, get this. Cialdini talks about this study, right? They found that just showing, like, fluffy clouds on a website made people prefer comfy sofas.
Wait, hold up. Fluffy clouds equals comfy sofas. How's that even work?
Our brains, man, they connect fluffiness with comfort, even if we don't realize it. It's all subconscious.
Wild. So what you're saying is we can actually use this stuff to our advantage.
Absolutely. It's all about being mindful. Think about the images you use, the words, even the stories you tell.
So it's like we're setting the stage, but it's all happening in the audience's mind, not on an actual stage.
Nailed it. You're framing your message in a way that just clicks with their brains.
Okay, this is powerful stuff, no doubt. But it does make you wonder, like, couldn't this be used for, bad stuff too, like manipulation?
Definitely something to be aware of. Cialdini's big on ethics, though. He's all about transparency, honesty, using this stuff for good.
So it's about influence, not like tricking people, right?
Exactly. Understanding how people think and using that to communicate better.
Makes sense. But even if we nail that persuasion part, how do we make it stick? How do we create real change long term?
Cialdini talks about commitment. Get people involved, even in little ways, and their resolve strengthens.
So instead of just telling someone what to do, maybe you ask for their opinion, get them invested.
Exactly. When people have a say, they're more likely to be on board.
It's about bringing them along for the ride, not just dragging them along.
You got it. And that actually leads us to a really cool idea from the book, If, When, Then Plans.
If, when, then. Okay, I need an explanation on that one.
Think of it like pre-programming your responses to certain situations. So let's say you want to eat healthier, right? Your plan could be, if when I'm tempted to snack on junk, then I'll grab some fruit instead.
Oh, I see. So it's like you're setting up these mental shortcuts to help you make better choices.
Exactly. It's persuasion in action, but for your own goals this time.
So to wrap this whole thing up, Cialdini's book, Persuasion, it's like a whole new way of thinking about influence.
Totally. It's not just about the message itself, but about those crucial moments before you even deliver it.
We've been saying it all along. It's about attention. It's about framing.
Yeah.
And if we do it right,
we can make our interactions way more effective, whether it's persuading someone, closing a deal, you name it.
even getting the kids to clean their rooms.
Hey, a parent can dream.
Well, on that note, I think we've given our listeners plenty to think about today.
We've covered a lot.
It's been a wild ride through the world of persuasion. So, remember those if, when, then plans, folks? They just might change your life.
They just might.
This has been The Deep Dive. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.